Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the Upper Dauphin Area Trojan Marching Band. The band is proud to present their 2018 competitive field show entitled Heartbeat. There is no organ more valuable to human life than the heart. In literature, the heart is depicted as a source of emotion. In medicine, the heart is the organ that keeps us alive. Our show, Heartbeat, features the various ways we think of the human heart. The first movement, Adrenaline Rush, starts with a steady heartbeat, but then the tempo picks up as the heart beats faster as if in terror. The second movement, Passionate Heart, features an effective someone Sarah Schaefer and portrays blissful love and compassion, wrapping us with a big hug and making us melt from its warmth. The final movement, Heart Attack, depicts what happens if we do not treat our heart well. It can rebel against us, and possibly even end our life. The 2018 Marching Trojans are under the field leadership of drum majors Lauren Bixler, Kyla Kemper, and Hannah Shade, and color guard captain Emily Etzweiler. Additional student staff include Sarah Schaefer, Evelyn Foley, Hadley Beck, Katie Blyler, Sierra Calhoun, and Alexandria Bennett. The band is under the direction of Miss Elaine Kramer, assisted by Miss Emily Kramer. The percussion tech is Heath Starr, color guard design and instruction is by Miss Emily Kramer. The Trojan Marching Band performs regionally at all Trojan football games, the Gratz Fair Cavalcade of Bands, various community parades, and in the Tournament of Bands competition circuit. The band has also been a featured performer at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio, and is slated to perform in the Festival of Fantasy Parade at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in fall 2019. The band members would like to recognize the parents of the UDA band boosters for their tremendous support of our program. The band staff, and boosters would also like to thank the faculty, administration, school board, and community of the Upper Dauphin Area School District for its support of the arts and music education.
heard it. I didn't want to not play and then them not play anything. Yes, I did. Because I told the football guy, well, I didn't hear from Mr. Bell or from her that they wanted to do. Okay. Good luck.
Good evening and welcome to Upper Dauphin Area High School's Trojan Stadium and Veterans Memorial Field for tonight's contest between the Bulldogs of Tri-Valley and your Upper Dauphin Area Trojans. Tonight is Educator Recognition Night here at Upper Dauphin, and we will honor the 3 recipients chosen by the senior members of the football, cheerleading, and marching band between the first and second quarter. As a reminder to all spectators, this facility and all district property is a non-smoking, non-tobacco, and alcohol use environment. The Upper Dauphin Area School District has also implemented a spectator conduct policy. Failure to abide by these policies may lead to your dismissal from tonight's event. In an effort to keep our facilities clean, please place your trash in the containers that are provided throughout the facility. We thank you for your cooperation and please enjoy tonight's contest.
Move your windpipe. No, I don't have it. It was wind truck. No, not me. I wouldn't be here. Oh, he is. When he fell, I don't know. It was a while. Then he couldn't move. He was walking funny. I went and stopped in to see him.
At this time, we ask everyone to please rise, and if you are able, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we pay tribute to America with the playing of our national anthem, and remain standing for the playing of the Upper Dauphin Area alma mater. 33, Chase Herb, kicking off for the Bulldogs. Number 5, Zach Rupp. And number 24, Jake Gramberger back to return for the Trojans.
The Trojan Sports Network is on the air, live from Veterans Memorial Field, Trojan Stadium, for TVAA contest featuring the Upper Dauphin area Trojans against the Tri-Valley Bulldogs. My name is Colton Gessner. Along with me is Todd Rupp, who will be with me in a minute. Tonight we are excited to bring you a pivotal game in the TVAA race, as the Trojans and Bulldogs are both 2-1 and very much alive in the race. And here's the first snap for the Trojans. McLaren drops back for the handoff to Mason Weist. He'll have a gain of about 1.
Brought down for no gain. 2nd and 10 Trojans.
Second and 10 for the Trojans. Flag on the play. Carried by Donnie Galnett.
Brought down by number 2, Ike Lucas. There is a flag on the play. That's an illegal shift on the Trojans.
So it remains 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Ayers will drop back, looking for the pass intended for Ben Cope, but he's incomplete.
Pass intended for Ben Cope, falls incomplete. Number 12, Tyler McGrath with the coverage. 3rd and 14 for the Trojans.
And that'll be a flag on the Bulldogs. Offsides.
That's encroachment on the Bulldogs. It'll be 3rd and 9 Trojans from their own 31.
Snap back to Macklin Ayers. He'll try to find Dalton Boyer. Through the hands, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 9.
Down and 9 for Upper Dauphin. Donnie Galnett into punt for the Trojans. Number 1, Nick Ziegmont. Number 21, Nick Steely back to return for the Bulldogs.
There's a punt by Donnie Galnett. It'll roll to about the 40, 50-yard line.
That's where Tri-Valley will take over, 1st and 10.
And alongside of me now is my broadcast partner, Todd Rupp.
Good evening, Colin. A little delay getting up here, but we'll get things going. Slow start for the Trojans in that first series. Again, penalties, costly for the Trojans.
And the Trojans have the second highest amount of penalty flags in the league at the moment. Tri-Valley number 1, who actually had an offsides flag as well.
It's an interesting matchup tonight, Colton, as you have Tri-Valley, who has statistically the best passing offense in the league, going against Upper Dauphin, who has the worst passing defense in the league, giving up the most yards through the air.
The third down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs looking to go deep, and that looks like a reception. Ziegmont. Dalton Boyer on the coverage. The Trojans have had some trouble in the secondary with the long ball throughout the year, and it looks like the troubles are going to continue tonight. As I expected, the Bulldogs are going to try to attack the Trojans vertically down the field, and they've tried that twice already in the first 4 plays.
Handoff. Brought down in the backfield.
He's brought down for a loss of about 4 by a host of Trojans.
Bulldogs trying to run game that time. No such luck, as the Trojan defense actually is the number 1 rushing defense in the league. So tough to get some yards on the Trojans on the ground, but see if Tri-Valley tries to go to the air again here. They will. Good pressure from the Trojans.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play.
A lot of pressure there from the Trojans' defensive line. Looked like Ben Cope was the first to get there. He was coming off the left edge. Leedy was definitely looking to go deep, Colton.
And that's a big advantage the Bulldogs have over the Trojans right now, is the Trojans, like you said, have the worst passing defense, you said?
Correct.
The Bulldogs are going to take every chance they have against that, hopefully to get on top of the Trojans early in this game.
So we have a defensive holding on the Trojans. Big play, big break for the Bulldogs there. Now bring up 2nd down and 5, so they're inside just short of the 10-yard line, maybe just inside there.
And they're going to attempt another run.
Number 2, Ike Lucas, runs
It's
for
like
about a yard.
Ike Lucas is their main back that they like to run with. He's a quick guy.
Bulldogs winding down the play clock.
Just getting it off. Wide open. And Trojan defense confused totally there. That guy was wide open, uncovered. So a big break for Upper Dauphin there, as that was a touchdown, if it's completed. Definitely some blown covers here. Looked like Boyer and 57. I believe that is Kerstetter. A little confused in the secondary. As we mentioned, Lucas, he's got 322 yards total on the year. He's the 7th leading rusher in the league right now. He averages just under 4 yards a carry. Big fourth down play action. Looks like that ball's going to fall incomplete. So the Trojans defense does come up big after giving up that big play. So they bend but don't break. And they'll take over at their own 10-yard line. Excuse me, their own 5-yard line.
This drive will start 1st and 10 Trojans at their own 6-yard line.
Trojan play clock down to 5 seconds. They're going to have some issues here. Why would they? Coach is not calling timeout, and they're going to be pinned back even deeper here. Mental mistake for the Trojans. I think that's penalty number 3 on the night already, and we are 4 minutes in. Last week, the Trojans had 13 penalties against Newport.
13 penalties.
Has definitely been a Achilles heel for UDA throughout the year, as just some bad penalties and certainly some bad time. No penalty is ever a good penalty, but always seem to happen for the Trojans at the worst time.
Jake Ramberger plowing his way through that Bulldog defense.
Ramberger, the league's leading rusher, shows why there, as he was running like a man possessed, knocking over two Tri-Valley Bulldogs there. So that'll bring up 2nd down and about 6. Ayers this time looks like he's handing off to Gelnett. Good run there by Gelnett. He does the dirty work for the Trojans, Colton, a lot of times. Doesn't get a lot of the big attention, but he's good for 3-4 yards at a pop, and he runs hard.
Absolutely. Gelnett with his size is a huge advantage for the Trojans.
Yeah, he's 220-pound fullback.
He'll push his way through. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
2nd and 2 here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Trojans maybe do a little play action here as they got a 2nd and short. That's another great run there for Gelnett. Trojan offense seems to be getting back in gear. Ayers from the pistol. Again, hands off to Gelnett, and he's just going full head of steam forward. He's picking up chunks of yards.
Trojans working the run game early in this game. We'll see if they switch up to passing anytime soon.
I think we'll see a lot of the run game tonight. Is like, as we mentioned earlier, the Tri-Valley defense is tough against the pass. That time the Bulldog defensive front getting some pressure there and causing some havoc in the backfield. Kind of messed up the mesh of that play. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 9 Upper Dolphin.
Ayers from the pistol again. This time he fakes the Gelnett and he pulls it, and he has a nice run. He picks up, he's out to close to 1st down yardage there.
We've seen a lot of that in the past couple games by Ayers. A lot of rushes by himself. And he's been able to get quite a few yards off of that.
That's the read option that they're liking the run there with the fullback. They get a lot of yards with Gelnett, and then all of a sudden Ayers is able to pull it out and make a big gain. Ramberger with some room. A great run. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 25-yard line as the Trojans are across midfield for the first time this evening. 5:20 left in the first quarter.
Looks like the ball will be placed right on the 38-yard line. We'll see if the Trojans try to keep up this run and push themselves in for a touchdown.
So Trojans 1st and 10 from the 25. Ayers pulls it again.
Nice spin move there by Ayers as he breaks through those tackles.
And that was, again, pressure from the Bulldog defensive front there. I can't get a number on that guy from up here, but that's the second or third time now that he's caused some havoc there. Luckily for the Trojans, Ayers able to pull that ball out of Gelnett's belly and pick up about 9 yards on the play. So 2nd and 1. Trojans moving the ball well right now. Seem to be in a good rhythm.
Looks like the Bulldogs are catching on in the Trojans' runs here as their defense is stepping up, but the Trojans' offense is just pushing their way right through.
That was a great block on the edge there. I believe it was Wiest who sealed that corner for the Trojans, allowing Ramberger to get around the edge. He's inside the 10-yard line.
That'll be 1st and goal, Trojans from the 7-yard line.
So UDA 1st and goal from the 7. Everything seemed to be going their way right now with the running game. This time it'll be Wiest around the left-hand side. He's fighting for yards, but it looks like the Tri-Valley defense was steady there and ready for that one. May have lost a yard on the play.
Picks up about a yard for the Trojans. 2nd down and goal.
Well, they'll say he picked up 1 on that, so 2nd and goal from the 6.
Ayers carrying once again.
Ayers doing a nice job there of faking that belly, pulling it out.
Down at the 3-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal, Trojans.
3rd and goal from the 3. We've seen it pretty much all year long. The Trojans, do have a kicker, but I would imagine this will be 4-down territory for the Trojans and offensive coordinator Coach Stewart for UDA. He likes to gamble.
Hand off to Wiest. He finds a gap.
Great play there as the Trojans kind of were pounding that right-handed side for most of the series there and came back with a little scissors misdirection play to Wiest underneath, and he walks in for the touchdown untouched. The Trojans will take the lead 6-0, 3:14 in the first quarter left.
Upward off and out to try the 2-point conversion.
And the Trojans are going to go for 2 again, as they've done pretty much all year long. It looks like they're going to have a penalty here. There's too many men on the field in the huddle. As I got here earlier today, Colton, that was the one thing. Trojans were on the field early this afternoon, and they were going over, defense, offense, special teams. And one thing they were really working on, Coach was trying to stress, is make sure the right personnel was in to avoid these kinds of penalties that we've kind of had throughout the year that put you in tough situations. So now that penalty will back it up to the 8-yard line, and the Trojans are still going to go for 2. And now the Trojans are going to think about it. Call a timeout. And we'll take a short break with them. And you're watching the Trojans Sports Network.
The cheerleading boosters are selling cheer gear at the Trojan Spirit Stand. They also have pom-poms, beads, tattoos, and much, much more. So check out the Spirit Stand on your way to the concession stand.
Delete. Are we at? Come out of the timeout here. Trojans will have the ball on the 8-yard line for the two-point conversion.
For the 2-point conversion from the 8-yard line.
We'll look for maybe some kind of a play-action play here, Colton.
Looks like we'll have
a
a
run. And they try the same play they tried last week, and it looks like the Bulldogs may have watched some game film because they were ready for it. So the conversion is no good. So with 3:14 left in the first quarter, the Trojans take an early lead, 6-0. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
Don't let pain or injury keep you on the sidelines. Your road to recovery starts at the Pinnacle Health Bone and Joint Center. If you have an injury or medical condition that affects your ability to play sports or maintain a healthy lifestyle, our sports medicine team can help get you back in the game of life. Call us today at 717-791-2620 to make an appointment at our East or West Shore offices. Mason Lee's out the kick for the Trojans. Number 21, Nick Steely, back to return.
Mason Weiss will be back to kick off for the Trojans. 3:14 left in the first quarter. Trojans up 6-0. And this ball will be bouncing on the ground. And Bulldogs are running up to about the 37-yard line.
Number 12, Tyler McGrath. He's out around the 40, brought down by number 20, Mason Weiss. That's where the Bulldogs will take over, 1st and 10.
Mason Weiss making that tackle.
We apologize, we're having some difficulty with our commercial, so we might just be having some silent time out there. We'll see if we can get that fixed. Leedy hands off to, look like Lucas there.
Handoff goes to number 2, Ike Lucas.
He scurries ahead for about three-yard gain. We'll have 2nd down and 7 here.
2nd and 7 Bulldogs.
Bulldog offense definitely a little slower and methodical than the Trojan offense. The Trojan likes that hurry up.
And we'll have a timeout, Tri-Valley.
Looks like the Bulldogs are going to think about this one. We'll stay here a little bit. Again, we'll talk about the kind of the key matchups here that we expected coming into this game, with the Bulldogs having the potent aerial attack and the Trojans, not doing as well the first 4 games here through the air, showing some a weakness there. But certainly the Trojan run defense is pretty stout in these first 4 games of the season. The Bulldogs offensively, they do move the ball a little bit on the ground, but their main threat is Leedy through the air. The Zigmont's a big receiver for them. He likes it. His is big target for him. So I think throughout the night you're going to see the Bulldogs continue to try and vertically take shots down the field and really put some pressure on the defensive backs of Upper Dauphin. You got Rip on the left-hand side, Boyer on the right-hand side, and Cleveland playing safety. So those 3 guys are going to have to be on their A game this evening. As you mentioned earlier, Colton, These are two of the most penalized teams in the league, so we're seeing a lot of laundry on the field tonight already.
Yeah, already in the first quarter we have roughly, what, 5 flags so far?
3 on the Trojans. I think that's the second one on Tri-Valley.
Trojans still able to come up with that touchdown, though, after they had a couple early in their first possession.
Fakes the Zigmont. Leedy coming. Kerstetter coming hard, but he's not able to get there. Gets it to, looked like that was Ike Lucas. I nope, that was Zigmont. And he's going to just be dropped short there. Mason Weiss was on the coverage there. Good coverage by Weiss from his linebacker spot. The one thing Tri-Valley noticed what they're doing early on here is they're trying to get Zigmont. He's in the backfield, getting him matched up against a linebacker, which he's a quick guy, so that's a good matchup. The Bulldogs are trying to get a little bit of a mismatch there and take advantage of that. One-on-one coverage out here to the left. Screen pass, nice screen play. Ball pops out. It was a nice hit there by, that was Kerstetter initially, and Jake Ramberg on the hit, nice pop there to pop that ball loose. Bulldogs able to recover though. That'll bring up 4th down. Short punt. Good bounce for the Bulldogs, though. As now it's going to roll inside the 20. Looks like it'll be inside the 15. Spot at the 11-yard line. So with under a minute to go in the first quarter, the Trojans still lead 6-0. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. What do you think, Cole? Think they're going to continue to pound the ball on the ground?
I guess we'll see here is Galnet has his first carry of this possession.
First down handoff goes number 30, Donnie Galnet.
Galnet with another nice run there off the right tackle, right off tackle there on the right-hand side. And he's picking up about good 7 yards on the play. Trojans really seem to be moving the ball well through the ground. At this point, don't seem any need to make any major changes there. Keep pounding the ball in this Bulldog defense. Tri-Valley that time trying to come with a run blitz, and they blitzed right past the runner. I believe that was Gelnett again on the carry, and he's out for another Trojan first down. So the Trojans moving the sticks, chewing up some clock. And that'll probably, no, the Trojans will get another play off here before the first quarter ends. We have 10 seconds left. Macklin pulls it this time, and he'll still rumble forward for about a good 5 yards. So that'll do it for the first quarter. Probably one of the fastest first quarters for the Trojans this year. As Trojans will lead 6-0, and they have the ball moving again at their Bulldog 34-yard line. And we're going to see if we can get a commercial run again, but if not, we'll be back after start of the second quarter.
Will you all please stand at this time? The senior members of the football team, cheerleaders, and marching band will be honoring 3 of our educators for enthusiastically and patiently.
Fry's Flooring, located on 7 East Main Street, Elizabethville, PA 17023. Fry's Flooring offers the brands you've come to know and trust because they offer style, quality, value, and the best warranties in the business. On display in their showroom, you will find a wide selection of carpet, ceramic, and porcelain tiles, beautiful hardwood floors, bamboo, and cork flooring, indoor and outdoor carpeting, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, and vinyl flooring.
Working toward a team certificate and was hired at Upper Dauphin to teach physics shortly after. Since his hiring, he's also been certified in math and has been teaching pre-calculus. He lives in Halifax with his wife and 3 children. Next is Mrs. Marcia Shell. Mrs. Shell is a 1993 graduate of Williams Valley High School.
All right, we are back here to start the second quarter as the Trojan football team, band, and cheerleaders are honoring Educators of the Year. As Mr. Heath, Jesse Heath, was chosen as the football team selection. Mrs. Marcia Shell was chosen as the cheerleader selection. And the band selection is coming up here in a minute. Ayers low snap that time, but he's able to pick it up and still get ahead for about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 3. So 3rd down and 3 here. Ayers comes out in the backfield, play action. Pass completed to Ramberger. We have a flag on the play. It's a nice gain. It's like about 12 yards on the play. Let's see what the penalty is. Penalty's in the secondary here. So it could possibly be, I'm thinking maybe a, it's like an illegal receiver downfield.
Congratulations to Mrs. Shell on being selected as the 2018 Upper Dauphin Cheerleading Team's Educator of the Year.
I'll be against the Trojans as that'll back them up.
There's a first down for the Trojans at the 41-yard line.
Trojans will still pick up a first down. Might have been a sideline warning again. That might have been the second sideline warning, actually. I don't think it was a legal man downfield. I think it was a sideline warning on the coaching staff. So the first down, the play counts. Still picks up the first down. There's Wiest running hard again as he rumbles ahead for a nice pickup, about 9 yards on the play. That'll bring up another 2nd and short for the Trojans. So the Trojans keep getting into these 2nd and short situations, which is a good situation when you're an offensive coordinator. Trojans break the huddle quickly. Ayers from the pistol. Takes the gallon, he pulls it out, and he's going to go around the right-hand side, and it looks like there's more laundry on the field.
There is a flag on the play. And our third educator is Mrs. Vicki Smith. Vicki grew up in Sweet Valley, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Northwest Area High School.
Third educator recognized tonight is Mrs. Vicki Smith, and she is the band selection for Educator of the Year. Congratulations to Mr. Heath, Mrs. Shell, and Mrs. Smith.
She earned her master's degree in geosciences from the Mississippi State University.
And it does look like this penalty will be against the Trojans. Thinking maybe a holding. Yep, holding on the Trojans. That'll bring that back. And we will repeat 2nd down again. So penalties continue to hurt the Trojans. Negating some big plays there. Trojans, lots of first downs here. Ayers drops back. He's looking to pass. Has a man open. That's Cope. He tries to one hand out, but not able to reel it in. Defender that was covering Cope there slipped on the play. Looked like number 9. I think that was Leedy. So unlucky break for the Trojans there. As we mentioned, Trojans are the best, have the most first downs in the league this year, as they have racked up 80 first downs in their first 4 games, 69 rushing and 11 passing. So, again, they're moving the ball pretty well here. We have 3rd and less than 1. Gelnett barrels his way forward. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play and another Trojan first down. And the Trojans have crossed midfield once again. What do you think of the fast pace of the Trojan offense, Colt?
You know, Mr. Rupp, it can really help and really hurt. In this instance right here, it's helping as the Trojans get way ahead of the Bulldogs. They're just pushing their way right through.
Ayers this time pulls it out. Looks like he was going to pass. He decides to scoot around the right-hand side, and he's going to be run out of bounds. Maybe just a short gain on that one. I agree with you, Colton. I think it really does help them get kind of in a rhythm. But it's sometimes, at some games we know, like the Halifax game particularly, that fast pace, if you do go a 3 and out, you really don't take much time off the clock. So you kind of have to be able to slow it down a little bit and chew some clock up. But right now working pretty well for UDA as they're going to face with a 2nd and 9 from their own from the Bulldog 45, excuse me. Ripple split to the bottom of your screen. Weiss comes in motion. Ayers pulls it. Looking for Ramberger. The play they ran quite often last week. Looked like the Bulldogs kind of ready for that as Leedy, number 9, was in coverage for the Bulldogs. Trojans will be faced with a 3rd and 9. We have 9:26 left in the second quarter. So surprisingly, Colton, I mean, I kind of expected more of a high-scoring affair as these two teams kind of been scoring in lots of points the last few weeks. Low snap again. Ayers is able to corral that. This time he hits Ramberger. They're going to say he had control, and that's a completion. And it'll be a first down, big first down there for the Trojans. Nice pickup of the first down there for UDA. Ayers faking to Gelnett. They try that little scissors play this time to Weiss, and he is met rudely at the line of scrimmage by a host of Bulldog tacklers.
He's brought down after a short gain by number 56, Nick Parabeck.
56 and 53 on the play. At 56 is Paradag. He's a big defensive lineman there for the Bulldogs. 53, I believe, is Colt Schaefer for the Bulldogs. One of the leading tacklers in the league. Again, Ayers pulls it out of Gelnett's belly, and he comes down around the left-hand sideline here. Be a nice gain on the play. He's going to pick up about 6 on that play. Trojans will be faced with 3rd down and 4. From the Bulldog 27. Excuse me, Bulldog 33. Trojans are going to take a timeout here with 8:37 left in the second quarter, and we're going to take a short break with them. You are watching the Trojan Sports Network.
Fry's Flooring, located on 7 East Main Street, Elizabethville, PA 17023. Fry's Flooring offers the brands you've come to know and trust because they offer style, quality, value, and the best warranties in the business. On display in their showroom, you will find a wide selection of carpet, ceramic, and porcelain tiles, beautiful hardwood floors, bamboo, and cork flooring, indoor and outdoor carpeting, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, and vinyl flooring.
The following statement. In the event of cardiac emergency, the nearest AED machine is located on the sideline with a certified athletic trainer.
All right, we're back here on the Trojan Sports Network. As we come out of commercial, the Trojans are faced with a 3rd down and 4 from the Tri-Valley 27-yard line. They do lead 6-0 with 8:37 left in the first half. Ayers in the pistol, motion by Weiss, handoff to Gelnett. This time he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. He's a little slow getting up this time, it looks like.
Goes number 30, Donnie Gelnett. He's brought down
maybe pick up a yard on the play.
by number 77. That's Steve Klauser.
Steve Klauser for the Tri-Valley Bulldogs on the tackle, number 77. So Trojans face now with a 4th and 3 from the Bulldog 26. 7 on the play clock. Ayers from the pistol again. He's going to drop straight back and draw play. That's a play we've seen the Trojans run a lot this year. And it's going to work again for them and pick up a first down as Gelnett rumbles ahead for about 6 yards. And the ball's now inside the 20-yard line. So Bulldogs thinking pass. Trojans run a draw. Great play call there by the Trojans. This time Weiss with a couple nice cuts there. He was almost stopped in the backfield, but a nice cut by Weiss to avoid being tackled for a loss, and he ends up picking up a nice gain on the play. Actually, he'll pick up about 5 yards on that play. So Trojans now 2nd and 5 inside the 15. This time Ramberger on the left or the right side. Trojans just shredding the Tri-Valley defense right now with the run, picking up 4 or 5 yards at a clip, Colton.
Looks like that'll bring up 3rd down. And
actually looks like they're going to give a first down there. Absolutely.
First and goal?
Yes, 1st and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. So about Ayers handles the snap. This time it's Ramberger coming trying to the left-handed side, and no go that time as the Tri-Valley defense was ready to go. Dalton, no, excuse me, it's number 80 and number 56 for the Bulldogs on the tackle.
That'll drop the Trojans back about a yard.
Trojans are now outside the 10-yard line. You are correct, Colton.
There's Ayers.
Ayers a quarterback pull. Great job by Ayers on reading that. He pulls that out of Gelnett's belly and takes it off the left-hand side in for another Trojan touchdown.
And that's a play we see a lot from the Trojans. Ayers really liking to carry that ball, and it worked extremely well that play. As the Trojans bump themselves up for another touchdown.
So with 6:07 left in the half, the Trojans take a 12-0 lead. Again, they're going to go for 2. Let's see if they can convert on this 2-point play. And it looks like Gelnett rumbles his way ahead, and that was 2-point conversion. It's good, and the Trojans are going to take a 14-0 lead on the Bulldogs. So we are going to take a quick break with 6:07 remaining. Trojans lead Tri-Valley 14-0. You're watching the Trojans Sports Network.
For the very best in Italian cuisine and great tasting pizzas, there's just one place to go. JoJo's Pasta and Pizza House. There's something on our menu for everyone, including burgers and wings. We're open 7 days a week and all our food is made to order. Enjoy our friendly atmosphere when you dine in or order takeout to bring home a fantastic Italian meal. And let us make your next event something special with our catering services. Learn more by contacting JoJo's Pasta and Pizza House today.
Stoner on the kick for the Trojans. Tyler McGrath, Nick Sealy, and Alex Torres back to receive for the Bulldogs.
All right, we're ready for Grant Stoner to kick off for UDA.
Switching it up a little bit as Mason Weiss took the first one.
Stoner, a little guy, but he's got quite a powerful leg. As he's a soccer player, I do believe.
Yes, he is.
Nice kick by Stoner inside the 15. Tri-Valley's going to get that around the left-hand side, and a couple Trojans over there to stop him. And Tri-Valley's going to start just under 6 minutes left in the half. First and 10 from the Trojan 37-yard line. 36, or the Bulldog 36-yard line, excuse me. Trojans can't fall asleep here, Colton. We know that the Bulldogs like to take their shots downfield, so won't be surprised to even see that here on first down.
As you can see down there, Rubbs covering Zygmunt, who very quick. And then, of course, we have Dalton Boyer over on the other side. But the Bulldogs will go for a run.
Bulldogs are going to run it this time. They do get some positive yardage there with Lucas. Look like Lucas scurrying up through there. He's a little back, but he's a quick little guy. And he's up, gains about 4 yards on the play. So they'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Trojans look a little confused here defensively. It's Cleveland running off and then back on. Single receiver to the bottom of your screen. Leady will hand off to Lucas again. Ball comes out in the ground. The Trojans say they have it, and they do. Big turnover for UDA, and they're going to take over inside Bulldog territory at the 41-yard line.
Great boost for the Trojans there as they just scored another touchdown and recover from that fumble. How do you think they'll react to that?
I think the Trojans are pretty happy. I mean, it's a good situation. We got 5:17 left in the half. They're already up 14-0. They've been moving the ball well on the ground. I expect to see them come out and continue to pound the ball on the ground, try and maybe plug another score in here and go up 21-0. Going into half would be huge, as many people expected this to be a much closer game than what we've seen so far, as the Bulldogs not able to move the ball at all. Ramberger in the flat. He's going to be drug out of bounds by number 9. That's Dalton Leedy. That'll be a pickup of 9 on the play. Trojans really using those short passes the last couple of weeks to Ramberger. He's really become the main receiver for UDA and main ball carrier as well. Ayers from the shotgun. He pulls it out again. He's scampering forward. He's got a first down as UDA continues to move those sticks. Tri-Valley does not have an answer for this UDA running game right now.
Trojans doing a great job of keeping the ball in bounds, running the clock down as they just keep pushing yards up for themselves.
We now go under 5 minutes in the half. Trojans move inside the 30. Ayers from the pistol. Hands off to Gelnett. He's going to rumble ahead. Another good 4 or 5 yard gain there by Gelnett. The Trojans continue to pick up big chunks of yards. Trojan fans getting into a little competition between the cheerleaders and the band and the student section right now. Ayers again from the pistol. He's going to hand off to Gelnett again, and Gelnett just going to power ahead. Another nice gain for the Trojans. Gelnett doing a nice job of 2 hands on the ball, protecting that ball. Don't want to turn the ball over here. And that'll be another first down for UDA.
Trojans keep winding time off the clock as they're running just over 4 minutes as they're in their own territory.
This time Ayers pulls it out of Gelnett's belly, and he's rumbling still on his feet. Close to another Trojan touchdown. He's going to be inside the 1. So nice job of Ayers there. Defense kind of keying on Gelnett. He pulls the ball out. Nice run off the left-hand side. Trojans continue to pick up big yardage. 3:55 on the clock and counting. Trojans with a great first start to this first half.
We'll see if they try to use their run and power their way through into the end zone here.
Looks like that'll be Ramberger with the 1 yard scamper. And the Trojans will increase their lead to 20-0 with 3:39 left in the first half.
And looks like they're going to go for 2 once again.
Does look like the offense is staying on the field. Hamburger again. He's in for the 2-point conversion. So with the 2-point conversions, UDA now leads 22-0. We'll be back after this quick break with 3:39 left on the clock. Trojans lead 22-0.
For the very best in Italian cuisine and great tasting pizzas, there's just one place to go. JoJo's Pasta and Pizza House. There's something on our menu for everyone, including burgers and wings. We're open 7 days a week and all our food is made to order. Enjoy our friendly atmosphere when you dine in or order takeout to bring home a fantastic Italian meal. And let us make your next event something special with our catering services. Learn more by contacting JoJo's Pasta and Pizza House today.
All right, welcome back to Trojan Stadium. We have a couple scores to give you from around the league. It looks like Lime Mountain's all over Millersburg as they lead 20-0. Williams Valley leads Juniata 13-0 at the end of the first quarter. The other big game tomorrow is the Susquehanna Blackhawks and the Pine Grove Cardinals. So that's a big game as far as the Tri-Valley League standings go. Kicks taken out by Steely out to about the 38-yard line. And the Bulldogs are going to have 3:29 on the clock in the first half to see if they can get something together here. Bulldogs certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the Trojans the ball back, drop the ball back. Well, another chance to put some points on the board in the half. But be interesting to see if the Bulldogs continue to stay with what's got them here, and that's kind of the deep threat down the field. It's like Zygmunt coming down here at the bottom of the screen. We have twins. Receivers cross. Leedy scampers ahead as he's pushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be brought down after a short gain. I don't think it'll be a sack. That time Tri-Valley trying to do a little crossing pattern there. Zygmunt coming down here at the bottom of the screen again. Rupp will be on top of him. Ayers covering the second receiver. This time it'll be Lucas with a handoff, and he's got a nice run, the quick little scat back as he's got a first down and more. And he will bring the Bulldogs inside Trojan territory. I believe that's the first time of the evening, Colt.
I think so. Nice run there by the Bulldogs.
Mikey Lucas shows his athleticism. Here's a quick back, real quick feet. So 2:39 and counting and left in the first half. Bulldogs trying to mount something together here as they have the ball at the Trojan 45-yard line. Leedy in the shotgun. It's like Lucas to his left. Leedy drops back. They are taking a shot downfield. This time, Trojan defense, where Johnny on the spot, Rip on the coverage initially, and Cleveland doing a nice job of coming over the top and giving some help on the deep ball. That was played perfectly. That's something that the Trojans have not done well this year. Evidently something they've been working on is Rip with good coverage on Zygmunt, and Cleveland able to come across the top there and help out, which is what you'd like to see from your free safety. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. 2:11 on the clock. This time it's Lucas to the right-hand side. And he's going to be brought down there by 51 and 62. Dane Zimmerman in there on the tackle. And Darian Wiest switching his number up today. I think he's usually 8. I don't know when he switched to 51, but that'll be a gain of about 3 by Lucas. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs from the Trojan 41-yard line.
Trojans are doing a great job defensively here early in this game, as they haven't done in recent games. And that's really helping with this 22-0 lead. As
Leady's back to pass. Plenty of time, pressure. That ball fall incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. As you were saying, Colton.
The Bulldogs are looking to push their way into the end zone, but they haven't had too many close opportunities like the Trojans have. The Trojans have had a couple inside their own 10, which the Bulldogs, I don't believe, have had any this game so far.
No, this is the first time the Bulldogs have crossed into Trojan territory. So 1:28 left on the clock. The incomplete pass stops the clock, so 4th and 7. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to go for it. If they do not make this, Trojans can actually have the ball within pretty decent field position with some considerable amount of time on the clock. So definitely a passing situation here. Trojans blitzing, coming hard. I don't know how that could be a legal pass, as the lineman was the one to play. That should be an intentional grounding, and I think Coach Schmeltz has given the referee an earful. As 53 is not an eligible receiver, trying to screen pass there. Nobody home. But good news for Trojans. 1st and 10 from the Bulldog from their own 41 with 1:22 left on the clock. See if they can add to this lead, Colton.
We'll see here if the Trojans stick with their running or they try to switch to a little bit of pass and get their way up the field a little bit quicker while being able to stop the clock. Looking to score again in the first half.
I don't know if the Trojans will go through it through the air and take a chance of turning the ball over. I think they're going to stick with what's kind of been working so far for them. And it looks like the Trojans are actually going to take a timeout as Coach Stewart meets the offense out there at the hash marks. Coach Smeltz is in there as well. We'll take a commercial break as the Trojans use their final timeout of the half. And they lead 22-0 over the Tri-Valley Bulldogs. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network.
Boyer's Grocery Market, located in Likens, PA, offers both convenience and a wide selection of products. At Boyer's Food Markets, you will always find quality items and quality customer service. There are over 6,000 items on sale every day. Boyer's Food Markets, where the shopping is fast and saving money is easy.
Shop fast and save money at Boyer's.
Somebody run down for us. I'll give you something. If somebody gets 3 hot dogs, a bunch of hot dogs and some cheese. Not him. All right, out of the timeout. Trojans come out of the huddle. Ayers in the pistol. Fakes the gallant. They are going to go to the air. Looks like Ramberger, the intended target once again.
He was wide open down the field there. That would have been great for the Trojans.
Trojans actually had 2 receivers open that time down the field.
Looks like the Bulldogs weren't expecting that one.
So 1:14 on the clock, 2nd and 10. Ayers from the pistol. Looks like Weiss is at the fullback now. He fakes the Weiss. Ayers pulls it out, and he'll rumble ahead for about a 7-yard gain. Close to midfield. 1:05 on the clock. 3rd and short. Clock continues to tick. 47 seconds on the clock. Ayers from the pistol. Again, Weist in the backfield to the fullback position. Boyer goes in motion. And looks like the
Offsides call on the Bulldogs.
All sides on the Bulldogs. That'll give the Trojans a 1st down inside Bulldog territory with 38 seconds remaining in the half. Now I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see the Trojans take a few shots down the sideline for the end zone here. Short time, 1st and 10. They got 4 plays. You got Cope split out on the top of your screen up there. He's in single coverage, man to man. Guy's giving him a pretty good cushion there. We're up to the bottom of your screen. Boyer and Ramberger are the wings. Boyer comes in motion this time. Ayers drops back. He's going to get a little pressure. Going to rumble forward. He's going to pick up positive yards. He's trying to get out of bounds, but he doesn't. 29 seconds on the clock.
Trojans have no time.
Trojans need to hustle back if they want to get another playoff, but they seem like they might be content just to take this 22-0 lead into halftime. And they're going to take that. That's what they're going to do. So, great first half of the Trojans as the Trojans lead 22-0. We're going to take a short break here. Enjoy the Tri-Valley Marching Band at halftime. And we'll be back with the start of the third quarter.
Capitán Square is a well-known local convenience store in Dauphin County. Whether you are stopping for a snack,
Boyer's Grocery Market, located in Likens, PA, offers both convenience and a wide selection of products. At Boyer's Food Markets, you will always find quality items and quality customer service. There are over 6,000 items on sale every day. Boyer's Food Markets, where the shopping is fast and saving money is easy.
Shop fast and save money at Boyer's.
Dairy Queen is located on Main Street in Likens. Come here to please your sweet tooth with any one of the many blizzards, sundaes, milkshakes, or royal treats like a banana split or peanut buster. And don't forget about the $5 lunch served every day from 11 to 4. Always be checking in because hours are due to change depending on the season. See you there!
Dibler, Straub & Troutman Incorporated is a local insurance company that was founded in 1986 when 3 separate local insurance companies decided to join forces.
Here, I'll get featuring the music of Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Bruno Mars. Just the way you are and Locked Out of Heaven are highlighted in the first movement of the show, followed by The Lazy Song and Billionaire in the second movement, which feature Jimmy Dietrich and Alex Taylor on the trumpet, and Jack Keeper on the alto sax. Finally, Uptown Funk ends the show with a fun groove. The band is under field direction of senior drum major Libby Ice and junior drum major Maya Ware, as well as guard tracking McKenna Mattis, David Tolar, and Taylor Buffington, and featured twirler Riley Felton. The band director is Karen Reese, assisted by guard instructor Hannah Darkstrip, and drumline instructor Jim Weiss. Drum majors, are you ready? Sit back and enjoy the sights and sounds of the Sound of the Pound, the Bulldog Marching Band.
All right, we're back here at Trojan Stadium. The Tri-Valley Marching Band just entertained us at halftime. Halftime score 22-0. We've got about 3 minutes here until the second half kickoff. Let's take a look at some first half statistics, Colton. As we're looking over this, some pretty staggering differences between the two teams right now. As first downs, Trojans 15 first downs to the Bulldogs 2. Penalties, passing yards. Trojans have 55, Bulldogs 43. Tri-Valley's 4 for 9 for 43 yards. Trojans are 3 for 8 for 55 yards. Rushing, however, Trojans with 34 rushing attempts, 177 total yards of rushing. The Bulldogs, on the other hand, 9 rushing attempts for 25 yards. Bulldogs averaging 2.78 yards a carry. Upper Dauphin averaging over 5 yards a carry on the ground. So a lot of success there. Time of possession, this is one we thank our stat man Mickey Sciano for helping us out here with our stats. And time of possession for the Bulldogs is 5 minutes and 51 seconds. The Trojans have had the ball an astounding 17 minutes in the first half. So great possession, first half really couldn't have gone any better for the Trojans. What do you think, Colt?
I completely agree there. Trojans really getting out of this game early, getting a big 22-0 lead. That's really going to help in the second half, as they're still going to keep looking for the end zone, of course. That's what the Trojans do, and we'll see how the Bulldogs react to that.
Some individual statistics just to kind of highlight things for the Trojans. Ayers, 12 carries for 74 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. Weiss has 5 carries for 19 yards. Ramberger 5 for 23. Gelnett 12 for 61. He's averaging over 5 yards a pop. Zygmunt has 2 receptions for 34 yards. We know they like to go to him, so I'm sure they're going to try and find a way to get the ball in his hands. Lucas only 5 touches for 29 yards offensively. As we mentioned, Ayers is 3 for 7 passing, 55 yards. And Trojans not really as efficient in the air as they've been recently, but really not needing to do that tonight, as the Bulldogs have had no answer for the Trojan rushing attack. The Trojans have taken the field. Bulldogs maybe spent a little extra time in the locker room making some halftime adjustments, as they're just coming down the hill now. We did have a couple scores from around the league. We saw that Lime Mountain was handling Millersburg pretty well, and did see that Juniata score, I think that was 13-0. Let me double check that one in my notes. Last I did see, Halifax leading Newport. I tell you what, the Wildcats are for real, 28-6. So 28-6, the Halifax Wildcats over the Newport Buffaloes, a team that the Trojans just beat, came from behind and beat last week.
29-26 final score for that game, I believe.
Correct. So Trojans showed a little moxie last week. It's something that we haven't seen out of Trojan football in the past couple of years, but being able to fight back and battle back when they were in a position late in the game there to get that comeback win. So last I checked, Lime Mountain is beating Millersburg 27-0. Williams Valley, who had that tough loss, well, surprising loss to many, to Susquehanna last week, leads Juniata 16-0. So kind of some interesting scores there from out the east. So as we're waiting here to put a little more time on the clock, as the Bulldogs are stretching out, Trojans are stretching out. Now, past history of the last couple games, Colton, Trojans have not been as strong in the second half. What do you think we're going to see tonight? What do you think last week is going to help, that coming from behind last week in that fourth quarter, give them a little more confidence and maybe take care of some of the second half woes that we've seen from the Trojans here this year?
Yeah, that was a really big game last week, as the Trojans haven't beat Newport in a couple years in the past. The Trojans like to stick to a lot of rushing and passing. This game has been mostly rushing, which really helped the Trojans get up this big lead early on. So I think they're going to try to stick with that till that starts not working. And we'll see if the Trojans can keep gaining all those yards. Like you said earlier, Jake Ramberger, Donnie Gunn, and Mason Weeds, main carriers for the Trojans, really pushing through the Tri-Valley defense, which is where we're getting most of our yards at.
All right, so we're set to kick off here. And it looks like Weiss is going to do the duties this time. He's going to kick it down the middle there. Looks like, can't see a number, 23, excuse me. And he's going to go for a nice return there, and this is the start the Bulldogs wanted. He's going to cut back, and they are inside the Trojan 20-yard line, actually down to the referee's going to spot it.
22, 23.
These guys are moving all over the place. 23, yeah. Finally setting down at the 23-yard line. very similar as our production truck worker. We wanted to mention the guys helping us out here tonight on the broadcast. We have Zach Smeltz on the camera, Mackenzie Hepler on another camera, Mickey Shiano doing stats, Patrick Boyer on the production truck, and myself and Colton Gessner. Patrick Bateman. What did I say? Boyer, I'm sorry. Too many names running through my head. The Bulldogs answer quickly. Lucas from 20 yards out, and that is the start the Bulldogs need it. Looks like we're going to have a ball game.
Just 23 seconds into the third quarter, and the Bulldogs already come away with a touchdown. How do you think the Trojans will react to that one?
They're going to have to react with a nice drive. Here's what they're going to need to do. Looking at watching the teams warming up, the Trojans, it didn't look like a team that had a 22-point lead. They came out there, they looked flat. Really, hardly any of the guys were even stretching them and getting loose. So, hopefully, this is a wake-up call. But give the Bulldogs credit as they've obviously made some adjustments at halftime. That first one offensive play, 21 yards and an Ike Lucas touchdown. Woo, and that kicker, let's hope he's not a soccer player, because he probably wasn't ready to get hit there.
Bulldogs are really rushing for that one as they wound down the play clock to about 3 seconds until they got that high snap off.
The kicker for Tri-Valley there, he got his, if he hasn't gotten hit yet this year in a game, he just got welcomed to high school football there. He wasn't quite ready for that. So feel bad for that guy. But bad snap and almost looked like something you see football follies. All right, so with that, the Trojans will be set to return. We got, looks like Ramberger and Rupp deep, Boyer and Wiest in front of him. Ramberger will take the kick. And he's going to have a nice return. The Trojans will have the ball in good field position there again.
He'll work his way up to about the 37-yard line. Good spot for the Trojans to start on this possession.
Now the key here for Upper Dauphin is not to panic. You still have a two touchdown lead, 22-6 lead. Let's go back to what we did in the first half, have some success, keep pounding the ball, and just don't go into panic mode. They have good field position here to start. Rupp up to the top, Wiest in the bottom. He goes into motion. We're going to go the scissors play to Ramberger, and the Bulldogs there all over that one.
Handoff goes to Ramberger. He's brought down after no gain.
The Trojans rushing isn't working too well early in the second half, as they had quite a few rushing yards in the first.
77 Klauser on the tackle there. This time Ayers is going to keep it, and the Bulldogs are there. That time looked like number 4, I believe that was. Caden Richards up there early for the Bulldogs.
He's brought down at the 40. Tackled by number 33, Chase Herb.
And 33 Herb. The Bulldogs having a little better time here against the run early on. Trojans 3rd and 7 from the 40-yard line. Ayers hands the ball to Gelman. He rumbles forward. The big man picks up a Trojan first down. That's a huge run for UDA. Gelman, the senior, coming up big for the Trojans there, Gessner.
And it is a Trojan first down.
So the start that the Trojans were looking for here after that, giving up that touchdown early in the start the quarter. Ayers tries the right side. He's going to be stopped for no gain there. That's both times now that Ayers has kind of pulled that ball out as he did in the first half. Looks like the Bulldogs may have made some defensive adjustments at halftime. That time, number 12, Tyler McGrath on the tackle, the junior, 5'10", 135-pound junior. Ayers gets the play in from the sideline as the Trojans signal all their plays in with hand signals. We're up to the top, Weiss at the bottom. There we have a motion penalty again. Trojans get something going and shoot themselves in the foot.
Looks like that was Galnett back there in the backfield.
And the motion penalties, you have a lot of that because each different play, from what I understand, with this Trojan offense, the way they set up has its own different individual cadence. So it's a lot of timing. So if things get a little off, leads to a lot of motion penalties and procedure penalties. This time, Cope at the bottom of the screen, Cleveland at the top.
Good fake there.
Draw play again for big yardage. Ramberger picks up over 20, about 21 yards on the play.
Bring him down to the 35-yard line.
Nice play fake there by Ayers. I mean, people see that. They've run that draw play numerous times this year, but every time, you see it, it still looks good because, I mean, the play fakes and the receivers running downfield really sell it. Weiss this time, he stops and makes a nice cut with his left foot and cuts it up inside off tackle to the left, and he's out to, looks like, a first down, another first down for UDA. So the Trojans now back in their rhythm. This is exactly what they needed to do here after giving up that quick score to the Bulldogs to start the second half. Calm things down, get a nice drive. They're now moving inside the 25-yard line with 8:30 remaining in the third quarter. And again, the Trojans shoot themselves in the foot as Gelnett and Ramberger both looking to be in motion, starting off early, so that'll push them back. Trojans now have 1st and 15 from their own 20, or from the Bulldog 29, excuse me. Looks like Ramberger is going to check out here for a little bit and get a little break. Ripple split to the bottom of the screen. Weiss is in the right wing. It's like Boyer on the left wing. That's Boyer, I believe.
His first carry of the game.
That was his first carry of the game. Kind of looked like he was trying to pick and weave his way through there. He does pick up about 3 yards on that play, but that'll still leave the Trojans with 2nd and 11 from the Bulldog 29-yard line. Early on in the series here, it looked like the Bulldogs may have figured out an answer to stop that rushing attack, but Trojans able to put a couple nice runs together here, Colton.
Yeah, they really have. And they'll stick with the run to Ramberger.
Ramberger got that short blow, and then he's back in. And he rumbles ahead for about a 12-yard gain. Trojans now 1st and 10 from the, it's like we're just outside the 10, about the 12-yard line. So, again, as we mentioned, great job here by the Trojans, showing some resiliency, bouncing back after giving up that score to start the third quarter. This time it'll be Boyer off the right-hand side.
Brought down around the 6-yard line.
And he's going to rumble ahead for about 5 yards. Trojans now inside the 10-yard line. Clock keeps counting down. 6:45 remaining in the third quarter. Trojans still lead 22-6, trying to answer back the Tri-Valley score. Macklin Ayers again. What a great job, a great read there. Ayers fakes the ball to Gelnett. Looks like there's going to be all kind of pressure on Gelnett. Ayers pulls that ball out and scampers 6 yards into the end zone. Trojans up their lead, back up to 28-6. It's a 22-point lead again for UDA with 6:32 left in the third quarter.
There's Macklin Ayers again taking it in himself. That was a couple times this game now. And it's worked at least 2 times this game. And it won't surprise me if they kept doing it.
Trojans will go for 2 again. And that's Ramberger. And he powers his way in. The 2-point conversion will make it 30-6, so 24-point lead for the Trojans. Scoreboard guy operator is a little premature there. It's not 34, but it's 30-6, I believe. I do believe that 28 plus 2 is 30, right, Colton?
22 plus 8 is 30, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. I didn't know they were doing some new math over there. But hopefully they'll get that fixed on the scoreboard. But great job by the Trojan offense. Coming back. Now let's see if the defense can get themselves back into form. Biggest thing is not giving up that big play on the kick return as he did in the first half. Give Tri-Valley any momentum back.
We'll see who takes this kick for the Trojans. It's been flip-flopping between Stoner and Weiss. And Stoner's coming out on the field. Looks like he'll take this one.
We apologize. We're having some audio technical difficulties. Hopefully, we'll get those straightened out for you. So Stoner this time on the kick, as Colton mentioned. So a lot of points to start this third quarter off. This time Stoner will do the pooch kick. That's 33 that picks it up there for Tri-Valley. That's Chase Herb. Herb, just a sophomore, nice size sophomore, 5'11", 185-pound sophomore. So this time the Trojans avoid the big kick return. Bulldogs will take over at their own, at the Trojan, at their own 40-yard line. Got to mention how nice the field looks tonight, Colton, with all the rain that we've got this year. You know, it's been a few years since we had a green field this late in the season. So field looking great.
Thanks to our groundskeepers.
Mr. Tallhelm, Mr. Cooper doing a nice job there. We got the new scoreboard working this year with the play clocks in the end zone, make a nice touch to the field. So things are looking good here at Trojan Stadium.
You know what would make it a little bit better?
What would that be, Cole?
Numbers on the field.
We did no numbers tonight, but yeah, with all the rain we had this week and trying to get things in, I think just didn't have the time to get those done. So the Bulldogs start off that first series at Lucas there, carries up the middle. He picks up about 4 on the play. So perhaps the Bulldogs have found a kink in the Trojan defense as they are looking to maybe attack them on the ground. The big play to start the third quarter for a touchdown, and now positive yards again for Lucas. Leading in the shotgun, he's got back split on both sides of him. Receiver in motion. Now they're going to take that shot down the field like they like to do, and they have a man.
Leading's pass completed to number 33. That's Chase Herb for a big game.
That was Chase Herb who came out of the backfield, I believe, as Ayers was trailing him from behind. That's one thing the Bulldogs did to try to do in the first half. They tried to bring those backs out of the backfield because they're the running backs matched up on linebackers, which typically is a good matchup. Zygmunt now, who's the big target for the Bulldogs, down here at the bottom of your screen. We got Boyer covering him. Leedy this time takes a high snap. He's going to hand off to Herb, who's met by a bunch of Trojans there. Look like Ayers is the first one to greet him. Brings him down. Ben Cope, number 2, defensive tackle. Getting some penetration there and making a play. So now we got 2nd and 10. The Bulldogs seem to be getting some momentum going offensively.
They've really stepped it up since the first half as they were scoreless and just came right out scoring that touchdown in 2 plays against the Trojans early in the third quarter.
Bulldogs out in the pro set this time. Zygmunt up top, and they're looking to go to him. And that was a great defensive play there by Tyler Cleveland. Whoop had the man-to-man coverage on the outside on Zigmont, but Cleveland reading that all the way comes up and bats that down. Darden picked that off, and if he would have, I think he would have been able to pick up quite a few yards on that, Colton.
Yeah, I think so.
So great defensive play in the secondary there by the Trojans. As we spoke earlier tonight, we were a little concerned with our secondary against the potent Tri-Valley aerial attack, but so far, Trojans standing strong and weathering the storm. Leedy again in the shotgun, split backs, twins to the top of your screen. Leedy's going to roll right. He's looking for Zigmont. Rip on the coverage. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a pass interference.
Pass intended for Zigmont falls incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
It's like a pass interference on the Trojans.
There's some contact there.
That's holding on the Trojans.
Holding.
Actually holding. That's Coach Smeltz will not have a problem with that. He likes his guys up front, and he likes that press man coverage, especially with his cornerbacks. His philosophy is, break that rat up and get them off their route and cause some disruption there. So they'll take the penalty, and it'll still be 3rd and 2. It's not like it is in pro ball where it's an automatic first down. Now we have split receivers, one to the top, one to the right. We're in a power I formation again. Looks like Herb will run it off, try to get off tackle there. Not sure he picked up much.
The 3rd down handoff goes to number 33, Chase Herb. This is a little bit
Looks like McAllister was the first one there to greet him. Looks short, but looks like the Zebras are going to take a closer look at this maybe and bring the sticks out. Ben Cope coming off getting a little break here. Maybe just needs a quick drink. They're going to be short. So, after the chains get reset, we're going to have a big 4th and inches for the Bulldogs. See if this Trojan rushing defense is up to the task. They're the #1 rushing defense in the league. Let's see if they're up to the task on this 4th and short. Would be a big change in momentum here if the Trojans can hold them here on this 4th and short. Get the ball back with just 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Got to watch the play count or the count here. See if they try and draw the Trojans out offsides. Colton. I formation again. So look for Herb to be leading the way, or even a possible quarterback sneak. It is a sneak. And Leedy looks like he'll have plenty of distance, plenty of yards there for that, as he just pushes the pile ahead.
Leedy keeps it himself. That'll be a first down for the Bulldogs.
That'll move the ball inside the 10-yard line. Nope, excuse me, just outside the 10. So we're first and 10 from just inside the 11-yard line. So the Bulldogs could actually get a first down here. 3:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs again coming out in that I formation, something that we have not seen early in the second half, something that's been added here in the second half. Oh, we have Herb is wide open in the flat, and that was got to be a blown coverage by one of the linebackers. And Trojans have a defensive back. Looks like Boyer is down, and that could be very big for the Trojans. So, Trojans looks like Boyer's coming off the field. Maybe a little bit of a, maybe just a little stinger on his shoulder. We'll see. So Bulldogs are set up for the extra point. That brings the score to 30-12. So Trojans lead by 18. And the Tri-Valley is going to go for 2, which makes sense as they got to try to make up some points here. Leady's going to go under center. We're in the power I again. This time straight drop back. Another guy wide open in the flat.
Leedy completes the pass to number 12.
That was number
McGrath.
12 McGrath on the 2-point conversion. So just like that, Bulldogs now 30-14 have cut into that Trojan lead, and the Trojan lead is down to 16. So we will take a short break with 3:14 left. Your Upper Dauphin Area Trojans lead 30-14. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network.
34, Newport 14. Also at the half, Wine Mountain 27, Millersburg 0.
Cuppies on the Square is a well-known local convenience store in Dauphin County. Whether you are stopping for a snack or there to pump gas, Cuppies has a lot to offer. Cuppies has various beverage and food choices to pick from. Even the local favorites here.
All right, we're back here. Bulldog kickoff. And looks like that Ramberger, that's a tough time receiving the kick. And the Trojans this time are going to be pinned back deep in their own territory. Not even able to get the ball out to the 20-yard line this time.
Kick was picked up by number 24, Jake Ramberger. He's brought
Trojans are going to take over with 3:04 left in the third quarter. They lead by 16. First and 10 from the 18-yard line, it looks like. Still a lot of time here as the Bulldogs have kind of got some momentum going offensively. Able to score both times here in the second half that they've possessed the ball. Ramberger tries the right hand side. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play.
Second and 4 Trojans from their own 25.
As long as the Trojans can keep moving the ball offensively, it'll be all right. This time it's Gelnick, and the big fullback rumbles ahead. A nice 20-yard pickup, or 15-yard pickup there for Donnie Gelnick. Good hard running by number 30. Ayers hands off to Gelnick again. He's going to rumble ahead. He's pushing the pile. Look at this guy. What a run by Gelnick, showing some will there. Another big first down. Stumble ahead for 12 yards.
It'll be first and 10 Trojans at the Bulldog 48.
Big Don, as we like to refer to him as, Colton.
Just pushing his way through that crowd. That'll pick up another Upper Dauphin first down. Now in Bulldog territory.
I like the fact that the Trojans seem to be taking a little more time in the huddle, taking more time off the clock. This time it's Ramberger.
Gelnick again.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is Gelnick again. My bad.
Another first down pickup by Gelnick.
Donnie Gelnick just saying, hey, feed me. Put me on your back and we're going. Let's go.
First and 10 Trojans from the 38.
Great job by Gelnick here. And he's kind of, as we mentioned earlier, he's kind of been the unsung hero for the offense. He kind of does the dirty work in there. The fullback doesn't get the big carries as Ramberger and Ayers do. But tonight, definitely showing his power. This time, fake to Gelnick.
Hand off to Wiest.
Yep, the little scissors play underneath that they like to run, that little misdirection. And that's the big thing with this offense, this Trojan offense. There's so many weapons. I mean, everybody on that field, you know, the rushing attack, both wings are explosive. The fullback's explosive. You got a quarterback who can run the ball. Then you got, the Trojans also have some talented receivers. Not having to pass the ball much tonight, but the ground game, because the ground game's working so well, but definitely some weapons. This time, Ayers rolls back. Pass is complete. Looks like that was to Rupp. It's his first reception of the night for a first down. Trojans, with 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter, have moved the ball now down again inside the Tri-Valley. We got there 25, Colton? Just outside the 25?
Yes.
Clock continues to run now as the chains are reset. Trojans wouldn't even need to run a play here if they didn't want to. But they will. Ayers rolling out to the right this time. Does a nice job of checking down, and the Trojans again have an illegal receiver downfield, I'm betting is what that flag is. As you see, number 60, number 50 was way downfield there.
Ineligible man downfield on the Trojans. That'll bring back the touchdown.
So 2 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter, but unlucky there for the Trojans. We've seen a couple of those throughout the year. Last week at Newport, there's twice I think that occurred, Colton.
Yeah, Trojans really racking up their stats for penalty flags this year.
The thing of it is, if offensively, the way they move the ball, if they can clean up these mental mistakes and these penalties, could be a very, very dangerous team down the stretch here.
Absolutely.
All right, Cope splits down to the bottom of your screen. Oh, nice job there. The ball pops right up in the Ramberger's hands. That'll end the third quarter. So we've had quite an eventful third quarter, a lot of points scored. But the Trojans still hang on to that lead. They're leading 30-14, and we will enter the fourth quarter when we come back. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network.
Chiano, a delectable taste of Italy right here in our own valley. Located in Elizabethville, PA, Villa Schiano is an upscale, home-cooked Italian restaurant, serving a variety of dishes ranging from pasta, seafood, steaks, wings, burgers, and more. Villa Schiano also serves a variety of fine wines and alcoholic beverages, as well as a vast selection of gourmet desserts. Stop in at Villa Schiano today.
The student athletes up at Upton Area High School are being cared for by Davia Enders, your certified athletic trainer employed by CPRS Physical Therapy. CPRS Physical Therapy is an employee-owned company providing physical therapy for over 30 years. As a patient, you may choose where to receive physical therapy. Visit one of our many CPRS Physical Therapy locations throughout Central PA and experience a payment there. Choose CPRS for all your physical therapy needs. Start the fourth quarter, will be second down and third.
All right, we are back here, Trojan Sports Network at Veterans Memorial Field, Trojan Stadium. 12 minutes remain in this TVAA clash of 3-1 teams, both looking to remain in the title contention. And we open the fourth quarter off with a reverse. Boyer hands a ball off to Ramberger on the inside, handoff, and Ramberger's able to scoot out for a nice gain there. It'll give the Trojans a little bit more manageable third down play here. Real big gain for the Trojans there. We're down to 3rd and 2. We had 2nd and 15 there. So now a 3rd and 2, a little more manageable. Let's see what I wouldn't be surprised if we see the big old Donnie Gelnett. Nope, we faked the Gelnett. Ayers pulls it out. We should have a horse collar, but he's in the end zone. Another Trojan touchdown by Ayers.
36, Tri-Valley 14.
Big push for the Trojans there as they rack their way up.
Trojan offense just clicking tonight, Colton. 36-14. And again, Trojans will go for 2.
22-point lead right now, looking to get it to 24, which will put it at a 3-possession game.
Ayers in the pistol. Looks like Ramberger this time, he's not going to be able to get in. He's going to be short, so no good on the conversion. So 11-18 left in the game. Trojans still lead 36-14. We'll be back after this. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network.
Cuppies on the Square is a well-known local convenience store in Dauphin County. Whether you are stopping for a snack or there to pump gas, Cuppies has a lot to offer. Cuppies has dairy, beverage, and food choices to pick from. Even the local favorites, Gears Tea and Middlesworth Chips. Cuppies make their donuts fresh every morning to satisfy customers like you. Cuppies offers their own.
And we're back here at Trojan Stadium. Trojans lead 36-14. Try and get you a few scores from around the league as we can real quick. Last time we saw was Newport trails Halifax at the half, 34-13. Millersburg finally gets on the scoreboard early in the second half there. They trail Lime Mountain 33-8. And Williams Valley was leading Juniata 16-0 last time we checked in with them. So it looks like Stoner, number 15, Grant Stoner, doing double duty, soccer player. Set the kickoff. Drives one short. That's a couple of 12. Tyler McGrath makes a couple Trojans miss. He's going to be stopped about the 28-yard line.
There is a flag on the play.
Got some laundry on the field. We went some pretty good distance there, time with no flags, Colt. But now,
with these two teams, there's going to be a lot of flags on the field.
So blocking it back on Tri-Valley is going to push them back inside their own 20. Actually, inside the 15 they go. Looks like. Yes, sir. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. 11:02 left in the ball game. Definitely Bulldogs coming out in that power eye again. Looks like we got a draw to Ike Lucas, and he's met there by a host of Trojans. McAllister on the tackle, Cope in on there, and I think the wild man, Darian Weiss, as well. Number 50. We got to find out why Darian changed his number. He's usually number 8, so I don't know if maybe. Did he start with 51 the whole game, Colton? Do you remember?
I'm not sure.
Maybe it ripped or maybe got some blood on there and they had to change it out. But either way, he's 51 now. We know who it is. Leedy looking deep. Great job there by the Trojan secondary. Boyer on the coverage. Step for step. Great man coverage there by Boyer. Got his head around and made a play on the ball. I mean, that would have to been a perfectly thrown ball to be a completion. So again, the Trojan secondary stepping up tonight and getting the job done. That will stop the clock. 10:14 left, 3rd and 10. The Bulldogs from their own 14-yard line. Zigmont down here at the bottom of your screen. Leedy's looking to throw. Ooh, nice hurdle there by number 88. Get that number.
Leedy's pass complete to number 88, Connor O'Prey.
That's Connor O'Prey, 6'3", 180-pound tight end. So the Bulldogs able to move the sticks, but no panic for the Trojans. Clock is winding down. Just don't give up that big play with a 22-point lead. This time McGrath at the bottom of your screen. Zigmont will be at the top of your screen. Boyer and Rupp on the corners. Lucas, hand off to Lucas. He tries the left-hand side, and he's met rudely. I believe that might have been Dane Zimmerman on the initial hit.
The Bulldog carry goes for
and Mason Wiest with also a nice big blow there. Trojans thought they may have popped that ball loose, but the Zebras are saying otherwise. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 from the Trojan 31. Bulldog 31, excuse me. Leedy, play fake. Pass to Lucas out in the flat, and the Trojans all over that.
Trojans doing a great job of defending this passing game early in the 4th quarter here.
Absolutely, Colton. Got to say, can't say it enough. As well as the secondary has played tonight, they're doing an outstanding job, not giving up that long ball, and doing really well in covering those backs out of the backfield, especially Lucas. Now we got the big receiver Zigmont down here in the bottom of the screen. Ropes on him, man to man. Leedy looking for Zigmont, but that ball's underthrown. Great coverage there by Ramberger, Rupp, and Ayers on this side. That'll bring up 4th down and 9. It's like the punt team comes in for the Bulldogs. So Trojan defense shutting them down. Ramberger's back deep for the punt. Trojans look a little confused here with the punt return. Guys running in and out. There's Ramberger, fields the punt. McGrath, the first guy to hit him, but Ramberger says, I'm not going to go down so easily, and he just rambles ahead for another 10 yards after the initial contact. So great job by Ramberger, keeping those legs pumping and just moving forward, having good things happen.
It's actually happened a couple times with the Trojans this game.
You're correct. Gelnett did that a few times, Ayers a few times, so Trojan runners keeping those legs pumping.
Run some time down.
8:18 left in the game, 36-14. Trojans have a 22-point lead. It's like we're getting a little confusing by the Trojans. They're going to have to take a timeout. We will take a timeout with them. So 8:18 left in the game. Trojans lead 36-14. You are watching. And welcome back to Veterans Memorial Field, Trojan Stadium, as your Upper Dauphin Trojans lead the Tri-Valley Bulldogs by 22 with 8:18 left in the game. As we mentioned earlier, big contest in TVL standings here. Both teams 3-1, looking to stay alive. Weist on the carry this time. He tries off the left-hand side. Picks up a nice chunk of change there. As the Trojans just continue to pick up massive yards and big chunks on the ground. We now go under 8 minutes. Ayers in the pistol. Fakes the Gelnett, he pulls it out. Herb, the first guy to meet him there. He might be actually stopped for a loss that time as the Bulldogs able to get some penetration. Herb and 56. I believe that is Nick Parabek. 6'1", 235 defensive lineman, able to penetrate that Trojan offensive line. So 3rd down and 4 from the 35. Ayers in the pistol. This time Gelnett comes in motion, and Weist is the fullback, and he rumbles ahead for a nice big gain.
Will be inside the Bulldog 20-yard line.
So Trojans just mixing it up. A lot of guys getting different touches, having success running the ball, no matter who's touching the ball. So, credit those backs, but also let's give some credit to that big offensive line up front. You got Woodward, Dane Zimmerman. This time the Trojans try left-hand side, not so much luck that time. Darian Weiss also on that offensive line. Kerstetter.
Brings up 2nd and 10 Upper Dauphin.
So good job about those big ugly guys up front tonight. Clock now under 6:30. 2nd and 10. Trojans in no hurry here as they're just going to keep bleeding time off the clock and keep possession of this ball. And they're looking like they can get out to a 4-1 start, probably the best start in almost a decade for the Trojan football team. Ayers scrambling, and he's going to take off running, and a big pickup, and he's going to be inside the 10-yard line. Looks like we have a injured Bulldog on the play. So as they attend to him, and the Trojans are going to get a little water break here. We're going to take a short break as well. With just under 6 minutes left, the Trojans still lead 36-14. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network.
Klinger Lumber is a family-owned and operated business in Elizabethville, PA. They have been providing
All right, welcome back to Trojan Stadium as Tri-Valley Bulldog on that play was number 53. Colt Schaefer was shaken up. Looks like he's going to walk off on his own power. Trojans have the ball 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. A couple scores to update you from around the league. Williams Valley still leads Juniata 16-6 at the end of the 3rd quarter. And Line Mountain putting it all over on Millersburg. That scores 40-8 late in the 4th quarter. Ramberger, nice block on the edge by Boyer, and he'll be in for the 5-yard touchdown. Trojans push their lead to 42-14. We might be seeing a resurgence of Trojan football here, Colton. And looks like the Trojans are going to bring on the kicker, Grant Stoner, for this extra point. Stoner actually has a pretty strong leg. Rook the hold. Ball's down. Kick is up. And, just off the crossbar. A little low. But good practice for the young guy. And with that said, 5:39 left. Trojans now extend their lead to 42-14 over the Bulldogs. We'll be back after this. You're watching the Trojan Sports Network.
The Three Tree Hunting Lodge is located in Plains, Montana. We offer wildlife viewing, hikes, and hunting trips. A booking deposit of 25% is needed 90 days after booking. Our hunts include meals, lodging, and transportation to and from the Missoula Airport. We are surrounded by scenic mountains and pine forests in beautiful Big Sky country. Our lodge, built in 2014, offers custom and handcrafted rooms and furnished by local artisans.
And we're back here. Trojans set to kick off. Stoner set to kick off here. Some statistics to update you on. Gelman is over 100 yards, 17 carries, 106 yards. Ayers, 18 carries, 115 yards. So 2 Trojans over 100 yards on the evening. Ramberger has 79. Weiss 52 and Boyer 11. So Trojans racking up the yardage on the ground. We spoke earlier a little bit about the Tri-Valley standings. Right now, Halifax is the lone undefeated team. Many people had that Williams Valley squad picked to be the team to beat, but Susquehanna kind of knocked them off last week and raised some eyebrows and maybe gave everybody some hope. The Halifax squad was a team that these Trojans actually led 28-6 at the halftime, but fell to them in the second half as they fell apart. Bulldogs able to bring the ball out almost to the 45-yard line.
45 brought down by Kerstetter.
So Trojans looking to move to 4-1. It's going to put them in a nice position. Next week, I believe the Trojans travel to Pine Grove, if I'm not mistaken, which Pine Grove is another team sitting at 3-1. They play Susquehanna tomorrow. I believe it's Pine Grove's homecoming game. So key matchup there. So, excuse me, we play Susquehanna next week. Susquehanna. So, and Susquehanna does travel to Pine Grove. Leedy hands off to, actually we have a new quarterback in there, it looks like, Colton. Maybe the young guys are in. Might be seeing the white flag thrown in from Tri-Valley. You get the Bull. Let me get that Bulldog roster up. I do believe we have some fresh numbers in there. Number 3, that is number 3, McGrath, the freshman. Jonas McGrath, 5'10", 130-pound freshman. He checks in at quarterback. So it looks like the Bulldogs maybe have thrown in the white flag.
New quarterback number 3, Jonas McGrath. His pass falls incomplete, intended for number 35, Mason Bolts. That'll bring up a third down for the Bulldogs.
Another freshman on the field for the Bulldogs. That's Bolts, 5'7", 120-pound freshman. Trojans now starting to rotate some new guys, some fresh guys in. So 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. McGrath pitches to number 24, it looks like. We'll get that name for you. That's a Levi Murray, also a freshman. So a lot of freshmen on this roster for the Bulldogs. They're getting some varsity snaps here. Number 74 for the Trojans. Owen Mattern checks in the defensive line for the first time this evening. We have 4th down and 10. It's like the Bulldogs are set to punt. It's like Ramberger's deep. Oh, no. Looks like we may have, is there a flag there, Colton?
I don't see any flags.
No flag. Could have been a flag for roughing the punter there, but unless maybe it was partially blocked. Boyer certainly made contact with the punter, but no flag, so the Trojans are all right.
About a 15-yard punt there.
So 4:03 left. Ball's going to be spotted right at the midfield stripe. Trojans with a 42-14 lead. Looks like the second team offense is going in, at least the backfield. Trojans don't have a lot of extra receivers, so you're going to see some of the varsity guys still in a receiver. Looks like Cleveland's going to check in at quarterback. Aiden Weiss, fullback. Snyder, one of the wings. Ty Cleveland scampers and he runs out of bounds.
Doing that same play that Ayers does when he's in there.
Yipper.
And it worked for Cleveland that time.
So he picks up a nice 15-yard gain there.
Just about 4 minutes remaining in this contest.
Looks like the Trojans are pulling out the rest of their starters. So getting the young guys a chance to get some snaps here. So Trojans looking to move to 4-1. Got something going here at Upper Dolphin.
goes to number 21, Aiden Weiss.
It was Aiden Weiss on that carry. So looking forward next week, Susquehanna. As we said, they play Pine Grove tomorrow afternoon as tomorrow night, excuse me, as Pine Grove always celebrates their homecoming on a Saturday. So some Saturday night football in the TVAA. So looking into that, Trojans with the potential to kind of really separate themselves and put themselves in the hunt. Now, obviously, going to need some help with somebody to beat a Halifax squad as they're undefeated. And they're looking real good as they've been dominating defensively. A lot of teams defensively. Their secondary plays well as anybody in the league. Cleveland again, hands off. This time looks like that's Johnson, and he scampers
Number 10, David
inside the 15. That's David Johnson. Number 10. Looks like he might have been drugged down by his face mask. But no call.
That's a gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2 for the Trojans.
Trojans continue to wean time off the clock. Down under 2:40 to go. Cleveland in the pistol. Aiden Weiss on the carry. He picks up another Trojan first down.
Weiss up the middle for another Trojan first down.
Trojans just packing their first down stats this game.
Coach Canuck and Coach Bowman both come down out of the box early. They're down on the sideline celebrating the victory with the Trojan players. I don't think you'll see another pass attempt by UDA the rest of the evening as the clock ticks down under 2 minutes.
3 yards, second down and 7 Trojans.
I think every Trojan now has entered the game, Colton, at some point in shape or form.
Still looking to push that in for a touchdown, though.
No, these young guys aren't going to just sit there and run the ball. They're in there. They want to score. They want to get that a varsity touchdown. On their stats. Aiden Weiss up the middle.
Cleveland will keep that one himself for a short game.
Oh, that was Cleveland. I'm sorry. Faked to Aiden Weiss. Cleveland pulled it out. Now we're going to have third down and 7 from the 8. Clock continues to tick. We're down to 1:15 to play. Well, looks like it doesn't matter which offense, the first team or the second team's on the field. We're still going to have some procedure penalties. Those are things that the Trojans will continue to try and clean up as they push forward now. And we are at the midpoint of the season. Trojans are going to be 4-1 overall. 3-1 in league play. That time Johnson met immediately as he gets to the ball. Going to bring up fourth down. Just under 35 seconds remain. It's like the Zebras are maybe taking their time spotting this ball so the Trojans may not have to run another play, and that's exactly what they're doing. So Trojans don't need to run a play, but looks like they're going to anyway. This time it'll be Weiss up the middle, and he's stopped short of the first down. So change of possession.
And that's your final.
And that's going to be a final. The clock's going to run out. So Upper Dauphin with a huge victory tonight. Would surprise many around the league to see this score in the morning. A 42-14 victory over the Tri-Valley Bulldogs. Trojans move to 4-1. Bulldogs fall to 3-2. We thank you for joining in tonight's broadcast, and we look forward to hearing you in the next few weeks. Thanks for tuning in to the Trojan Sports Network.